Saci Devi, she understood service to the Guru is the ultimate connection to Krishna. She left Radha Kund in Govardhan, she left Vrindavan, and she came all the way back here to Puri. And when she saw the dilapidated condition of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house, it created much distress in her heart. But by this time she had given away all of her wealth. She had nothing to help with. But from Haridas Pandit and from Lakshmi Priya, she had learned the very essence of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So she would sit on the bank of Sweta Ganga and speak Bhagavat Katha. And she spoke with such devotion because it was purely in the spirit of the understanding of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees. The king, his name was Mukundev, he would come every day to hear the Bhagavad Katha of Saci Devi. And he was so happy that he actually donated a piece of land right on the bank of Sweta Ganga to Saci Devi. Now she was a renunciate who left her home and everything. But Lord Chaitanya taught this principle of Yukta Vairagya, that which could be used in Krishna's service should not be rejected. So she understood that in order to repair Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house, I could have this land, I could speak the Bhagavat, and whatever contributions people make, I could renovate Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house, and his Shalagram Shila can get once again very wonderful worship. So this is how she spent her days. One day all of her friends from Puri told her that they were going to Bengal because there was a holy day, the day of bathing in Mother Ganga. It's called the Ganga Varuni Snan. So they all left, but she had taken a vow to never leave Puri, because that's the place her guru gave her to take care of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house and his Shalagram Shila. So they all left. At midnight, on the very time of this auspicious moment to bathe in the Ganga, Lord Jagannatha appeared to Saci Devi and told her, you should go in Sweta Ganga and take your bath. She got up from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house, came out the door, and when she entered into Sweta Ganga, she saw Gangamata, the goddess presiding over the river Ganges, personally appeared to her. Saci Devi saw Gangamata herself personified. And she realized from underneath the ground, Gangamata was so ecstatic to bless Saci Devi that Sweta Ganga became manifested non-different from Gangamata, and she started flooding so much that the Sweta Ganga became a current, flooded over, and Saci Devi was floating on it. And it went right into Jagannath's temple and flooded Jagannath's temple and brought Saci Devi right to the lotus feet of Jagannath. How was this possible? The temple was locked closed at that time. And not only that, but all the people in Bengal who were bathing in the Ganga, they somehow or other manifested there. And there was so much noise and so many people and the roar of Ganga flowing. The guards outside the gate at the Singhadwaram, they heard this roaring river inside, and they heard all these people inside, and they ran to the king and said, somebody's in that temple. So the king came there, and he had the guards open the doors. When they came inside, Mother Ganga was gone. All the Bengali people were gone. The only thing that remained was Saci, sitting right at the feet of Lord Jagannatha. Wow! They were thinking, how is this? How did you get in the temple? The gates were locked. Their idea was she broke into the temple to steal the property of Jagannath. They arrested her and put her in prison, and were quite abusive to her, thinking her to be a thief. She didn't say anything to defend herself, because she understood this was Jagannath's inconceivable pastime. The next night, Jagannath appeared to the king and told the whole story and said, you have made a great aparad to Saci Devi. I brought her into my temple and you are punishing her as a thief? The only way that you can atone for this aparad is you must surrender to her, accept her as your guru, and take initiation. When the king told the priests of the temple the story, they all approached Saci Devi and begged her to be their guru. And she initiated the king. And from that day on, her name became Gangamata Gosvamini. And every day she would speak Srimad Bhagavatam. And the king and the priests of the temple and so many people of Puri would come to hear her glorify Krishna and the path of pure unalloyed devotional service to Krishna. Glorify Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his eternal associates who forever reside in Sri Jagannath Puri Dham. The king wanted to offer her dakshina, and she didn't want anything. But she said, for the people who come, you can offer me 2 containers of Jagannath Prasad every day, and a little bit of money for the service of the Shalagram Shila of Sarvabhauma. And as far as I understand, even today, the Jagannath temple sends this special prasad to the ashram of Gangamata Gosvamini, the residence of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya on the banks of the holy Sveta Ganga.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on devotionalnectar.com.